Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring Wundermaxe in the bottom right corner, and in your top left we have Noody playing the blue Terran, Wundermaxe red Terran. This is a TVT, and we are on Antigua Shipyard. Both players are in bronze, red versus blue. Antigua Shipyard tells me that this is on the ladder. A lot of people give a lot of grief to bronze player. Something about them being the worst. I don't know what they're talking about. It's still the same units. It's still a lot of fun. And if you're having fun when you're playing, you know what? You're winning, even if you lose terribly. No one's a loser if you're playing on Antigua Shipyard because it's just a great map. It's been around for a while. You got a medium ramp leading down into the natural. You have some beautiful mineral patches, some Vespene geysers, a lot of real estate to take advantage of, and a larger ramp leading down into the common ground. And it's such a short distance between the natural and the third. The third is kind of exposed by air, and you also have some destructible debris, but it's such a short distance, it's really easy to kite your two armies between the two and defend both of them. So yeah, it's vulnerable by air, it's kind of out there, but it's still close enough by ground that a player can defend it successfully. And with ground play, I mean, with Terrans, you see a lot of medevac drops, and that's all well and good, but a couple of missile turrets can give you some early detection. It can give you some relief from that pressure, or at least force them to drop the units up here, so that giving you enough time to bring your guys in, especially if you have some siege tanks up here to take advantage of that nice open ground. Other aspect of this guy is the incredibly exposed rich minerals, because the guys spawned close by ground and air. I suspect that we won't see anybody get this, or if we do see somebody get this, we're going to see them win in a couple of seconds after they get it, because it's one of the signs that you're going to win is if you can take and hold that rich mineral field. That sort of map control only comes whenever you have a significant lead. Wundermaxe is getting his 3 barracks out. It looks like his saturation is significantly down on his harvesters, 11 to 17. So he's cutting some harvesters to get out those barracks. As you can see, Noody's only got 2 out right now. 2 racks opening, pretty common. It looks like he's throwing down a 3rd also. So what is Wundermaxe spending all that money on? Nothing right now. It looks like just the 3 racks. Maybe he'll start cranking out a bunch of Marines to do some early aggression, which is really the best way that cutting SCVs, you can make that work, is by taking the fight to your opponent, knocking on their front door, doing some damage there. As things stand now, Noody's going to have a little bit more of a comfortable economic lead. He's going to be in a better position to take an expansion earlier because, you know, command centers cost a lot of money, and if you can get them up, they can make you a lot of money. At the same time, Noody's throwing down his 4th barracks, so he's preparing for a larger macro game, which is always fun, especially on a nice big map like Antigua Shipyard. You know, the map is great for that sort of thing. A nice hit and expand up in the top right corner, never killed anybody, and it definitely prolongs a lot of games. So maybe we'll see somebody get clever, maybe we'll see somebody get lucky one way or another. It's going to be a fun game. Still no geysers out of either player, no techs, no add-ons, no nothing. Just pure Marines, and we can see that Wundermaxe is moving out with twice as many Marines as Noody had on the field when he moved out. At the same time, it looks like he's grabbing both gas. So as he's poking at the front door, he's choosing to take out some add-ons. Always a good idea. You would expect the upgrades to be almost done as he's pushing, but he wants to use the extra units that he got by cutting SCVs to poke on the front door. It looks like he's got more Marines here firing. Only 2 left for Noody and 4 for Wundermaxe, but with the defender's advantage, he's going to be able to get 3 Marines out. Those 2 are going to be reinforced, so it looks like with just 4 Marines surviving, they're going to be able to poke at this command center, hopefully prevent that from going up. Wundermaxe really doesn't want to get behind on a base this early. Taking down the SCV, they're going to successfully deny that command center, maybe poke up here at the front door, but that wall is completely in place. Wundermaxe slowly doing damage to the command center. He looks like he's going to poke at the front door before taking down that command center, but it looks like Noody's deciding to cancel it anyway. it'd be interesting. I mean, Wundermaxe lost all those Marines to the front door, so if Noody hadn't canceled that, if he had waited for Wundermaxe to get back and start doing more damage to it, he wouldn't have to rebuild it, and he wouldn't have lost that 100 minerals, which you can see is really the only difference between making this as successful and a negative harassment. Harvester count has evened up. It looks like Wundermaxe has doubled down on the SCV production, so he hasn't lost a lot to cutting the SCVs early. Now the main question is he going to get a command center up like Noody's gonna? Is he going to go for the expand, or is he going to stay on one base and do more harassment? Only time will tell. He is ahead on gas count too. He's been harvesting 200 gas for a little while, and Noody's just now getting it. However, Noody is succeeding in getting down that expansion with the 2 bunkers due to complete on the wall down there. Noody's going to be in a stronger economic lead, and it's just gonna basically be the burden's going to be on Wundermaxe. How much aggression can he pull off? And he does have quite a lot of Marines on the field right now, but so does Noody. So yeah, there's that. 2 factories coming out for Wundermaxe, so he's going to go into heavy siege tank mode right now. Hellion's not the best choice in the world for this, just because it's TVT, but if you were going to get Hellions, he could probably sneak the Hellions down along this wall and kind of stay away from this bunker and only take minimal damage from that guy as he sneaks in, comes around the bottom, takes out these probes. Saturation on the expansion is pretty minimal right now, but as time progresses, we'll get more exposed SCVs there, and even if Noody decides to take the expansion here, God forbid here, all those expansions are going to make him very vulnerable to Hellions. But with 2 of them, I suspect strongly with the tech labs coming down that it's just going to be siege tanks instead. Probably a safer, more traditional route of travel with all these Marines and siege tanks. Wundermaxe is going to have a nice, healthy sized normal army, and with the 2 starports coming out, I expect them to throw down reactors, and we'll have a lot of medevacs on the field. Another command center coming down for Noody in the main. It's going to morph into an orbital and either supplement the mule count, which you see quite a bit. It could lift off and take the 3rd down here, but the only question about that is how close this is by air. Some medevac drops can be absolutely devastating. Some missile turrets might be able to hold them back, maybe some Vikings, but that's a risk you don't really want to take. It looks like Noody's answer to that is to take his expansion up here. Not a bad choice at all. It's hidden. It's not the first place or the second place you think to scout, but it is it's a good place to mine. It's well protected. The shortest distance to the enemy is the destructible debris, so it gives you a little bit of time warning. And if you take the control tower, which that SCV does hold right now, he'll have an extra warning so that he can lift off his orbital command. So that's a wise choice right there. Now, a factory coming down for Noody. His infrastructure is significantly less than Wundermaxe's, with his 2 starports, 2 factories, and multiple barracks. It looks like the siege mode's already completed, and with 2 full siege tanks, Wundermaxe is pushing up to take that watchtower, and then it's going to be up to Noody. Is he going to be afraid that Wundermaxe knows about the expand due to a scan, or is Wundermaxe going to put more aggression on the main? It looks like from the way they're heading, they're coming back down to the main. 2 bunkers in place, high ground advantage. Wundermaxe shouldn't be in too much trouble if it wasn't for this guy. That Viking is going to be able to scout the high ground, is going to prevent from the Marauders from raining down fire on the siege tanks unless they get too close. As things stand now, this guy's going to be able to hit the Marines if they pull back at all. So as long as Noody stays out of that siege line, he's going to be in pretty good shape. But all these guys are taking some massive AoE damage from those siege tanks. Quickly, those Marines go down 29 to 18 right now. And Wundermaxe does not have stem. Noody does not have stem. It looks like it's finishing up for Noody. One of the siege tanks shelling the bunker with the Viking scouting the high ground. Has to be careful if that Viking doesn't want to take too much damage, but as long as he stays just out of range, the siege tank can successfully nick away at its plating. So that first bunker goes down. With the second siege tank repositioning, he's going to do damage to the bunker also. So Noody's front door is pretty much completely wide open. Yeah, there's a lot of Marauders in there. They can be quite tough. Once that stem finishes up, the 1-1's not going to be finished nearly in time. But Noody could probably stem right now, just charge in here and take out both siege tanks, and he'd probably be in pretty good shape. Let's see. He's going to try just that. There goes the stem, focusing down the siege tanks. The Marauders succeed in taking that down, but at the cost of his entire standing army. It's what needed to happen. Those siege tanks had to go down, but unfortunately Noody is left in a very exposed position right now. A lot of delicate Marines with no upgrades are going to be able to push in and just completely deny this expansion. However, Wundermaxe is deciding to hold back, recollect himself, I guess, giving Noody basically the time he needs to get his army back up and running. And if he waits too long, the upgrades are going to finish for Noody, and that's going to be the end of it. It looks like he's waiting for these 3 siege tanks come in to join him, but either some missed rallied or re-rallied bunkers. All these Marines are not at the front door, are not knocking away, and that's basically Wundermaxe sitting on his hands. He really needs to do some aggression right now, and he's not. Maybe it's because he thinks he's got Noody contained. Maybe it's because he doesn't know about this expansion right up here. That's probably what it is he's comfortable with the lead he has right now, having done all that damage. I mean, look at those resources lost. That is quite a lot. He's done a lot of damage, but it's not enough. He needs to get in there and kill this orbital command. The upgrade, the commanding lead that he thinks he has is really a ghost. It's a shell. Another command center is getting grabbed by Noody in the top left corner. If he can hold off this pressure, and it looks like the siege tanks are kind of leapfrogging in. If he can hold this off, that's going to be a pretty bad thing for Wundermaxe. But it looks like all the Noody siege stemming into that line is going to go down from the siege tanks. He does have 10 Marines on the field right now and some Marauders. All these SCVs are going to get pulled, are going to come out and throw themselves at a siege tank, but aren't going to succeed in taking them down. These Marines need to get in there and do some more damage, but it looks like Noody's definitely going to lose his expansion. He does have a good-sized force up here on the high ground, so if he can manage to take down both of these siege tanks, he should be in okay shape, especially with this this expansion right here fully mining and another command center already in the wings. Lift this guy off, you can still keep the mule production. So Noody not in the worst shape in the world, but still he needs to go ahead and lift off that orbital command and get in there. It looks like he's loading up some units for a drop, maybe gonna come out here and drop behind to take out the siege tanks, maybe go off for a counterattack. But with 4 medevacs almost fully loaded and a good number still in the main base, a drop back in the main base will be a pretty bad idea. You've got a lot of siege tanks there and a lot of unupgraded Marines, and with the 1-1 finished for Noody, his Marines are a little bit more tough. The expansion is gonna fully go down, and the medevacs, it does look like they're gonna go for a drop on the opposite side. They're gonna be able to do a lot of damage before that army can get to them, but once that army's there, they should be able to repel this. Noody throwing down a lot of units to take down Wundermaxe. He still has a decent number there. It looks like he's slow to respond, if he's going to respond at all. It looks like all the siege tanks, none of them are getting siege. They're going in one at a time, and the Marines are mispositioned and aren't being microed at all. Are just getting cut to pieces one at a time with the buildings in the way, unable to accurately engage with the medevacs healing them up. Noody pulling a win. Yeah, that's really good. So Noody killing all the units that Wundermaxe had back in the base. I could have sworn he was going to lose this, but how many guys does he have left? He's got a good amount of Marines. He's going to be able to take down this entire main, and it doesn't look like. Yeah, Noody's just kept producing units all during this time. He lost a couple of structures, but with the Marines continuing to crank out, he's going to be able to take down all these medevacs, and it looks like he stopped production completely, despite having a lot of money left over. I don't know. Did he go AFK? I think he might have gone AFK. I don't know. Congratulations, Noody, for winning this. congratulations you for watching this. If you have a comment, you could leave me a comment. If you have a game you want me to cast, you could message me here or Reddit. I don't care. Either way, I will see you guys later. I am big and scary. Bye.